Hey guys, Hook to Clash here, and today we're going to go through my 8 Blizzard Lalo attacks from yesterday, because if you can do a little bit of math here, look at that. We've dropped 87 spots today, which means we started the day at number 29 in the world. I've been killing it with Blizz Lalo 4 straight days, over 287. So we're getting the hang of it, and we're going to go through my 8 replays today and see if you guys can learn a thing or two. Okay, so this was my first hit of the day. This is the most common diamond base you will find in Legends League. It's kind of a tough one to hit. As you can tell, there are 4 air bows, but I come in with quite an unusual blizzard here, and that's why I'm confident no one's baiting it. So we make sure that the hound goes to this air defense here, because as you can tell, we're going to land our blimp right behind it. And the most important thing for me, because I'm bringing gobs in my blizzard blimp, is that I land the super wizards against the wall, and look at them, the gobs go and activate all the traps before the super wizards even come. I invis the hound there because I don't want my super wizards targeting the hound. I kind of want them to take out this the town hall at some point. But look at that, we don't get the town hall down, which is a little unfortunate. But look at what we cleared. We cleared out the entire set of defenses behind the town hall, except for this air bow. Now in a better world, obviously we would have got the town hall there. So it's not the, I will say it's not the most safe blizzard ever, because you're not guaranteed to get the town hall. But as you can tell, I'm just going to use my royal champ because we took out all the builder huts by the town hall. The town hall is staying super low on health, not getting healed up, and the RC will be able to take it down easily. Now king and queen are coming around here, and essentially I just want the king and queen to come in and walk into this layer, because as you can tell, if you get in this layer, you can get the 2 multis and the eagle. But look at what my queen does here. This I didn't see coming. This I did not see coming, so already making mistakes. It's not flawless execution. Some of my other attacks genuinely are, but this one just didn't work out very nicely. Thankfully, the king is going to get the scatter, and we are so low on time here. I only have about a couple of seconds on top of what the replay says. So at this point, I'm not sure I can triple the base. There's 2 multis, a scatter eagle, and the Tesla farm that's by the eagle that is still up. But as you can tell, coming with the Lalo here, we just set a huge group of loons to each set of defenses, sorry. What's the word for it? I place my loons very heavy early on because look, we need some splits to these multis here. So very heavy deployment, that's the word I was looking for, early on. And we're just trying to overwhelm the back end here. We have so many loons coming from so many different directions. Unfortunately, none of them are going to the eagle, which is a little unfortunate. My poor owl getting targeted here, but the owl gets inside. And look at that, we have so many balloons up. It does end up being close on time. I hang on to this 1 minion just to see where to place it. But honestly, this crack I really like on the base because no one's baiting it. There's not really a lot of room for Sams. And even if you don't get the town hall, you still get insane value with the blizzard. And that got us 40 cups. Okay, another diamond base. Diamond bases are the worst for Blizzard Lalo because it's all about the core of the base. So you need to figure out a way to get your blizzard in. So we freeze the sweeper once, hound and blimp, and we just avoid the second sweeper shot. Unfortunately, the first invis isn't great. We literally invised every building in the core, but thankfully our super wizards didn't do anything stupid. And at this point, we're just trying to get as much of the core as possible. Obviously, it would be nice to get that other scatter, but it's not. I'm kind of planning to sui that anyway. So what I really want is that single and the CC to be dealt with, and to put some damage on the eagles, always nice. Because look, we've gutted the core of the base. Now, it's not huge value because we haven't dealt with the hero and we haven't got the eagle, but getting CC and the core of the base, huge on these diamonds. I pull the headhunter to 12, and essentially what I'm going to do, because the scatter left up is on the right side here, I'm actually going to change to pink because it's a bit easier to see. Because the scatter left is up on the right side, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sui my queen in on the right side. I used a sneaky gob and a baby drag up here to make sure of it. Then I'm going to use my king to go in here, and his job's going to be to go in and into this multi and get the RC, but he's also tanking this air bow, and I'm going to sneak my RC in right here. Unfortunately, she doesn't go exactly where I want, but as you can tell, it's like a 3-part sui, and the king's taking out the enemy hero, but also tanking for the champion, and the queen's just getting rid of the town hall. So the king dies a little earlier than I'd like, but look, this RC's in a great position here. I pop her ability early because I didn't want her running to the left, and I saw there was a few buildings she could one-hit there. Now we Lalo from up here because there's only one air defense left on the base, believe it or not, and now there's none. So we want at least to get some tanking from that hound. Plus, the enemy queen's right here, and it's much easier to pop the Warden early. But as you can tell, here's the problem. There's only a thin line of defenses left. We've essentially taken out a little too much of the base for our Lalo here. It's not a problem I expected to have. But there you go. I freeze the eagle. That was a bad freeze. I could have used with that freeze later, to be honest. But look how many balloons we have. There's no base, but unfortunately, because I deployed all my loons so heavy early on rather than saving some, they're just uselessly flying around the base. Now, look at where I use this freeze. I use it on the air skeletons in the core, because these minions on that DE storage are absolutely crucial, because I can't really get anything else to target in there at this point in time. We sneak a wizard in to this elixir storage. The loons are going around nicely. I just got way too many of them up. I honestly didn't realize how much of the base I had taken out and should have saved a couple of minions. We get lovely splits on the balloons here. A nice split on the minions as well. We get that elixir storage down, and it's just about getting this gold storage down. Rip. We had so much up. I took a little bit long with starting the Lalo. Honestly, given I was starting the Lalo from this side and my Sui was on this side, I could have done both of them at the same time because they weren't really relying on each other. But yeah, that was a rough one there. So we, honestly, 2 sloppy attacks to start the day, but here comes the good stuff. Okay, so far 199%, which is obviously a great start to the day, but a little sloppy in doing so. So let's see if we can clean it up in this attack. I'm not sure I do, actually. Anyways, as you can tell, this base is interesting because you can blizzard the Town Hall, and I know lots of you would want to blizz the Town Hall, but the most important thing with Blizzard Lalo is you need to pull the CC with your blizzard. So I'm just going into this compartment here. I could try and go into the core to get the eagle, but I'm not actually worried about that. Like, I would have to do a lot of effort to get the blizzard in there, and I'm still probably going to get baited anyway. So I just go for the really safe blizzard here. There is a lot of open spots in this compartment, and I do get a little lucky because there's probably a mini bomb there that would have killed the Super Wiz. But to be honest, that's all I wanted. I wasn't going for the entire base with this blizzard. I just wanted to get rid of this scatter compartment. I wanted to get rid of the enemy queen as well, but we don't quite do that. But as you can tell, we've set up a really nice funnel here. We use the baby drag on the top side, use an archer to pull the hound out. The archer is one of the most important troops in this army because you're always going to be pulling the CC out with it. Perfect poison there. And as you can tell, we're going to set up for a town hall Sui here, but I genuinely believe there's more I can get with this Sui, so let's see if I can pull it off. Queen goes after my king, which is perfect. Just use one headhunter. Bam. And now the king's going to walk around the edge, and look where this wall breaker goes. Gets a nice junction there. We get the wall breaker just in time. If it was a second later, the queen would have walked around. But the king's just setting up a perfect funnel here. He's getting rid of everything on the outside, and now it's literally impossible for my queen and RC not to go for the town hall. Now, this is where hanging onto those extra invis and not going for huge value with the blizzard are going to come in handy, because I've still got a second invis for my heroes here. Look at that. That's just a perfect invis. And whilst this is happening, I've deployed my Lalo from the top. Queen gets the town hall, RC gets the eagle, and what is left up on the base? Now, I did deploy slightly too heavy early on, because somehow I've got a hound left, but no balloons. That's an unusual phenomenon. I just over-deployed a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Like, yes, there is still a little bit of base left here, and it's going to get ugly, because there's an outside set of Teslas, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I don't get the headhunters in the Warden ability because they would have just gone to the enemy king. I just wait a second, then sneak them in, and I'm actually going to freeze the Royal Champion just to make sure of it. But look how many balloons we have up. We've still got a haste spell. Like, this has just been absolutely demolished. And just showing that you don't have to go for crazy value with a blizzard. There's so much. I could have got heaps of value with a blizzard on this base, but I just went for simple value and went for the bigger Sui. And we've got 20 balloons up. This base is absolutely slaughtered. Okay, this is one of the super teasers you will see in Legends League. And this is a base I actually haven't figured out before this hit. But I figure this is a nice blizzard here. We get 2 multis, we get a CC pull, and we've killed the enemy queen. And I'd love to get the scatter as well. Well, I was planning on getting it, but look what happens here. Unfortunately, the super wizards get stuck on the king. I actually put another invis though, because I really want to get this king, because look how exposed this eagle is now. I can send in my champ and get that. Now, the problem is that I haven't realized, I pull the CC to the top and then I'm like, wait a second. I don't think I can sui the town hall from up there. So this becomes a bit of a mess. I'm like, I don't really want to deal with the CC there. So we put a baby drag down here, then the king. And this raid, honestly, gets very, very ugly now. So we go the king and the queen. I'll go to 1 times. Now, I'm like, I don't think I can get this town hall without a ground warden. I like using the ground warden on these hits. But little do I realize that nothing's going to go and take these wall breakers. And I've just swagged my warden. Like, yeah, the ability's nice keeping my king up, but he didn't get anything. He got a CC during that warden ability. We don't quite get this opposite scatter because the enemy RC comes over. The queen got no health, and I've just swagged my warden. Meanwhile, I've sent the champ on the bottom. Queen's doing okay here. She's still getting actual reasonable value. Because the king did beat the wall, I think we can... No, we could reach that multi anyway. But as you can tell, we've monumentally messed this raid up. But, like, imagine if I still had my warden up. There's literally just no base left, bar the town hall. So I'm wondering if I hit this again, whether I just do the exact same sui, but just Lalo through the town hall. Obviously, always risky Laloing through the town hall, though, but particularly without a warden. So we're just doing our absolute best here. I don't bother freezing the town hall again, but look at all these loons. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. So we messed this one up a bit, but we learn every time we hit this base. So I'm 0 of 3 on it, but I'm pretty confident I can get it next time. Just a little unfortunate, but the really good thing about this hit is look at the amount of base left. Like, A, there's not a lot of base, but B, we still got a reasonably high percent. Given how wrong it went. I mean, we swagged our warden and got 84%, so I'll take that as a win in my books. Unfortunate to fail our second attack so early in the day, but triples are coming. Okay, this is another super teaser here, but I have a crack I really like on these bases, and you guys might like it as well. So, we blizzard just from the top. I'm just going for the town hall here. That's all I want. On some of these, I don't even mind if I don't pull the CC. I know I said earlier you have to, but trust me, you'll see why in a second. We have the Hound there, and the reason I bring the Hound is so that when it pops, it will activate any NATO in the area, so no trash happens to any of my super wizards, and they never look like dying to a giant bomb there. Now, the reason I really like what I'm about to do with this attack is the attacker doesn't mind that blizzard. I've never failed a blizzard like that with the gobs in the CC, admittedly, but I've never failed a blizzard like that because the attackers aren't trying to stop that blizzard. They're trying to stop blizzards from like this direction, where you can get the scattering queen this direction, and from the back end. So they're not really looking to stop the simple blizzard, and now I'm going to hit them with the ground warden. And essentially, we're just doing a hero kill squad here. We used a loon and sneaky gob to funnel, also using that whiz. And look, all these heroes are coming in together, and look at the value they're going to get. Always, I pop my king ability, then I pop the warden. I also try and get like 1 or 2 headhunters in the warden ability, because they're not going to die, right? They just do so much work. I sent the 3rd headhunter in here, bit of a waste, because I kind of wanted to save it for the enemy king. But as you can tell, I've still got a couple of invis left, because it's such a simple blizzard that I only used 3. We use our last invis there, and the warden's going to follow the queen, and she's just getting so much value. The RC's actually switched to the Lalo. Now, the good thing about this is I've got all my freezers up, and all I have to do is just keep freezing this eagle, because my queen's just got rid of the back-end multi, and there's nothing else left on the base. Look at the base. It's clapped. There is absolutely nothing left. I don't have to use these spells, because my RC has still got her ability with this Lalo, believe it or not. Like, this has just been... It's been absolutely crushed. It doesn't look crushed because there's no Warden up, but we've still got 2 spells. I've only just popped my RC ability. She takes out literally everything that's left. And on these super teasers where you can get a simple blizzard like that and everything is reachable from the Town Hall compartment, this style of hit wrecks with the Blizzard Lalo. You can replicate it over and over as well. I just don't fail on these super teasers. Let's get into the next attack. Well, we knew this base style was going to have to make an appearance today. The box style is super common. Now, on this one, as you can tell, the bomb towers are by the eagle here. So you really don't want to blizz into the normal compartment we go for. So we just try and land it in this compartment here. This is exactly where I wanted to land it, by the way. And look at what we're clearing out. We want to get rid of this enemy RC, and we do. And at this point, I'm pretty satisfied with the value. Obviously, it would have been nice to get rid of this air defense, but it's not the end of the world. We didn't pull the CC. Normally, I do pull the CC with this, but it's not the end of the world that we don't pull the CC with this. I know I said earlier in the video that you absolutely have to, and that's a good rule for, you know, people who are just starting out the army to go with. But as you can tell with this one, I'm pulling this CC when I've got no damage on my Sui anyway. The problem on a lot of bases when people don't pull the CC is they pull it and then they deal with it with their heroes when their heroes are taking lots of damage, and it really stalls them out and minimizes their value. As you can tell, I funneled that DE storage so that once this Town Hall goes down, everything paths into the single nicely. I should have really taken down this gold storage so the king got the Town Hall, but still, it's not looking too bad here. The king's going to come in and get this single. Look at this invis. This was a really nice invis. I was actually really happy with that. But we have to start the Lalo in a second, and this is not an easy Lalo. As you can tell, 2 multis up, but we haven't used our champ. So what are we going to use our champ for? Queen goes in and gets a sweeper, which was nice. I thought about Laloing the other way, but I'm like, nope, I'm going to Lalo this way. So we use our champ, because look at it. These box bases all have something in common. There is next to no core damage. Like, the eagle and the multi is the core damage, and the RC is just going to tear through that. Now, in case you didn't notice, I accidentally popped my Warden ability. That was not a deliberate pop, so I kind of swagged my Warden ability already. He's also on ground from the last attack, so we're making a few errors here, but apparently we don't even need our Warden ability. We don't need him on air either. It kind of works out that the champ's tanking for him when he's on ground though. I got a feeling if my Warden did die, we would have been in trouble, but the champ's doing huge work here, and there's just not enough base left. Not enough base left. I think my RC just goes down here, but the loons are going to clutch out the rest, and I still can't believe I tripled that. That was not an easy Lalo, but if I can do it without my Warden, and with him on ground, you guys can do this as well. You just got to practice on them. You're going to fail a bunch of these Lalos, but you're going to run into box bases a lot in particular, and you can definitely work on your Lalo deployment. I am actually going to do an in-depth Blizzard Lalo guide really soon. I know we've got one with Rakira's, but I'm just going to go into the most excruciating depth you could ask for. But yeah, let's get into the next replay. This base, this is one of the more toxic bases you will find in Legends League. Thankfully for me, 4 of the builders are glitching, but it won't make a difference. Now, this is the best crack I've seen on the base. We've had Rakira's do this on the channel before, and I'd recommend you all do this same thing. So, Hound, with the blimp behind him, you're just trying to land the Blizzard as close to that corner as you can, and look at the value you get here. You have to freeze the sweeper as well, that's important, because otherwise the blimp won't make it. And essentially I'm happy with this value. There's no reason to use another invis. We pull the CC. Unfortunately we don't quite kill that last headhunter, but look at the chunk of the base that's gone. We got Eagle Scatter, CC pull, and Teslas. You really can't ask for anything more than that. And I really like, this is why I come from the Queen side on this all the time. Because look at this baby drag, it's just going to do really nice things here. It's just setting a nice funnel, whereas on the other side, it'd be fighting the wizard tower. But really, it's a symmetrical base, come in whichever way you want. Now, this is how we do the Sui here. I do actually miss this freeze on the multi. I haven't missed that before, but it's fine. We just freeze the queen just to maintain our king's health whilst the yak beats on the wall, because we do kind of need this yak to live. So king and queen are doing their thing, going up and around. Thankfully, the queen does not go into the next layer. That was kind of a little fortunate, but Would have been really unlucky if she did go in there. As you can tell, we wall broke out of that compartment. I didn't actually point it out, but this wall break here is me. That is not the yak. And then the RC's in the core, and we're going to invis for her, because the more airbows she gets here, the better. Unfortunately, she only gets one for me. Or does she get the second? No, I don't think she quite... No, not quite. Queen kind of misses the town hall. Oh, sorry. We've nearly missed the Lalo here. So I've deployed 1 hound and like 6 loons to the bottom here just to get rid of this side of the funnel. Then what you're going to do is like, this is essentially a 2 or 3 finger deploy for me with the hound. And what do? I'm pretty sure I freeze first. Yeah, I freeze the multi first. And then I'm going to haste. Headhunters in, and we pop the Warden, and we're just trying to overwhelm the base here. Now, you don't have to use that freeze, but yeah, as you can tell, though, I deliberately hang on to a few loons, and I sprinkle them around, because it's very easy for your loons to clump in the core here, and for red bombs to hit all of them, but with the delayed loons coming in, there's just no way that the red bombs can take them all down, and it's just a really quick Lalo, but it's hard versus 4 airbows and the scatter. I failed this the first time I hit it, so don't feel too bad if you do, but that crack is absolutely the best way to take out the base. And this is the last attack of the day. So I'm 259 from 7 attacks at the moment. I hope you've stuck around since the 2 early fails, because we've put 3 triples in a row at this point. Can we make it 4? Now, you might recognize this account name. This account was number 4 in the world at the time I hit him. Now, as you can tell, I'm just going to pause this quickly. I know this video's run long. I have blizzarded into a compartment with a bomb tower, and you guys are probably like, Hooked, why would you do that? Essentially, you can get away as long as you don't land on the bomb tower, and the idea is to have the super wizards take out the bomb tower, and then you don't want them to move. I don't want them to move once they take out this bomb tower. I want them to target something else. But I have messed up this invis. This multi was meant to be visible so that the super wizards would just take that down. But doesn't quite work that way. I actually get a little lucky that only one of them dies here. We get the multi down. I actually thought I'd get the scatter down here. This was a little unlucky. So that invis was completely swagged. Not a lot you can do about that, but we'll take it. Still solid value for a diamond base. And we pulled the CC. Now, for some reason, I put the archer over there. I wasn't really happy with that because the mortar took it out. So I'm like, well, let's reconstruct this Sui. So as you can tell, we're going to do kind of the opposite of what we did on the other diamond base, because I don't really want to Sui this way, because then it kind of leaves an odd Lalo path, right? Because then I'd Lalo like this, and there's a huge gap in the base. We nicely deal with the hound at the bottom, by the way, in case you missed that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wall break my queen in here. Then I want my king and RC to go in, get the enemy queen and the scatter, and then maybe even get all of this. Now, we do leave a lot of base up, but it's a much nicer Lalo path. Whereas, imagine if we suied the other side and cleared out, say, this much base. Like, look at the Lalo that's left. It's just a weird Lalo, and you don't really want that. Because the loons actually will spend a lot of time flying across the base. Now, unfortunately for me, my king's an idiot. And he decides to come in and help my queen, who does not need the help whatsoever. We send 2 headhunters in with the RC. We freeze, just because I don't want her dying. I want her to get quite a bit of value here if she can. She gets the scatter, gets the ground bow, and we're pretty happy with that. Pop her ability, and look where she goes next. I wasn't actually too unhappy with this. That wasn't the point of popping her ability, but I was like, oh, okay. Now, unfortunately, my Warden simply just doesn't drop on this hit. I've put him down a couple of times. Sometimes the game works like that. We freeze the scatter there, just in case it gets any ideas of targeting our loons. And as you can tell, we've deployed all our loons. I don't think I'm going to triple this at this point. But as you can tell, we've kind of gotten loons on all the anchor points. That freeze came in half a second late, so we take in 1 hit. And now we're just hasting, and we're just hoping things split. We know there's a million bombs here, but it's just about hoping they split. The enemy RC took out my Warden, but look at my queen. Bam, die. And we've somehow gotten through the base, but we are close on time. Here, I did not expect to get through the base like that, but we just overwhelmed it. And if you get nice splits, that's why I kind of like back-end Tesla farms on these, because the loons will just go in and split to all the Teslas. But as you can tell, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we got it. We tripled number 4 in the world to end our day. Let's jump out now. We can just do this without even transitioning. You guys can have a look at the log from yesterday. We're going to ignore this. I know people are going to be like, oh, win trading, win trading. No. He just disconnected. Anyway, so as you can tell, a huge day. Plus 299, 2 early fails, but then we finished super strong. We actually got a bunch of nice defenses as well, as you can tell, but we're focusing on the offense today, and I hope you guys learned a little bit about Blizzard Lalo today. Like I said, I'm going to do an in-depth guide probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, so you guys can look forward to that. I'll try and post my replays more, but I am focusing on pushing, as I said at the start. I am top 30, and I don't want to try and mess it up trying to record something, but yeah. If you guys are satisfied with me going through replays, let me know down below. Or if you really, really want to see the live attacks, then I'll see what I can do. But that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe I'll see you soon.